more together. So it did Shyvana jungle. Wow.
Interesting jungle pick from
Yeah, I wouldn't think
Odyssey.
I'd see Shyvana.
I mean, on both
Oh
sides.
yeah, and Odyssey have got Cho'Gath. Wait, both sides. You're right. Didn't even think about that. Wow. I mean, what a strange draft. Well, I'm seeing Jinx Wincon for Odyssey, and then Tristana and Asol on the side of Ars.
With Phase Rush. I mean, the Phase Rush does make sense. I don't know if there's any other Keystone I would consider.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Predator is like kind of a shitty rune nowadays.
Looks like we're going to be seeing a 5-point from AsstroSmurfs and a ward on blue buff and then stacking. Is that what's happening? Looks like it.
Yeah, from my experience, when I was on E4, we rarely went for aggressive level 1 stuff, so I'm not surprised.
I don't think we'll be seeing any. We won't be seeing anything this game.
It went for blue.
Well, I mean,
as well.
Cho'Gath is starting bot lane. Ares is starting top lane. Like I don't honestly expect both junglers to be starting top this game, but
yeah, this is
never
weird.
mind. No. She's
Raptor
starting
start?
Raptors. Okay, maybe a 3-camp into bot angle then. I mean, Shyvana does want to look to full clear usually, so it doesn't surprise me if she's starting red buff.
The thing I'm most curious about for this Cho'Gath is how he's going to build.
Yeah, true.
Because, like, judging by the runes, Ares is just gonna go for a bruiser AD build here.
Great top lane. God, Shen's damage.
Yeah.
Braum looking for a Q, Morgana looking for a Q. Q goes wide, Braum Q goes wide. Fascinating stuff.
Shen damage is just
the level 2.
ridiculous.
True.
Like, early game, you just never expect it if he actually gets, like, an empowered drag through.
Yeah.
Like, you have to respect his level 2 pretty much every time.
Slow mid lane, as anticipated. No health bars really taken, although Scott has used a lot of his mana already. But I guess that's why he took the Presence of Mind. Ares is full clearing down to bot. Cho'Gath actually went Raptors to red and is now clearing his top side. It's a strange path.
I guess he's thinking that he's not slow enough. I mean, he's not fast enough to just 6 camp and then, like, try to do stuff on the map. He's actually just skipping golems to make sure that he can be there on time if he needs to be.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to recall after this, or I guess he'll look for crab. Well, I mean, Odyssey's bot lane is pushed in while Ares is bot side. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a gank here. It's now slow pushing out from AsstroSmurfs, so Ares kind of has to look now or never. Looks like Ares is going to try and walk behind the Orianna, but Cho'Gath is also there. They might look for a 2v2 here. Scott does eat in, but nothing comes. Cho'Gath goes onto the Shyvana. Shyvana forced to flash out. They keep chasing. Orianna flash comes out. 2 flashes and they first kill the Shyvana. Q lands on the Asol, but they don't look for anything more.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not expect that even a little bit. Shyvana was quite out of position there. I think she didn't expect the Cho'Gath, but once they saw him, I think it might have been time to back out. Well, I mean, it's great for Odyssey, and Orianna's got a perfect recall here, if she wants to recall. Guess not. Mordekaiser have got a ward in top river. Ares is probably just going to be parting down same time on his camps.
This Morgana does mean that it's a lot harder for AsstroSmurfs to just go in on any given opportunity, because the Black Shield is always just going to block a passive.
Definitely. Very nice Q from the Morgana. That's a lot of HP loss from Tristana.
And we see the
We are at the point in the game now where Shen loses his lane dominance. But one more level and he'll have his ult up.
I mean, obviously, level 6, Shen doesn't have a combat ultimate, and Mordekaiser does, so that's just going to be the main swing.
Yeah. Goes in for a trade, Mordekaiser trades back with A. His W shield is massive for trading back from trade, so it makes it quite positive. We do see the Mordekaiser ult coming out now, which will probably mean we shouldn't expect to see Cho'Gath top lane. Cho'Gath and Morgana are currently doing the Drake. Which is honestly very bad for Ares, since that's his strength and they don't know anything about it.
Yeah, you want to be dragging.
Tristana engages on after the Braumlands Q. They flash forward for the stun, the bomb goes off, he has another W to come out, Jinx heals, so does Tristana, and there we go.
They left
I think,
Judgy alone, and that means he's always vulnerable.
Yeah, all it was going to take was one Braum Q to land, and then Tristana was always going to be able to get the stun and the bomb to go off.
Yeah, but it is an important dragon, like...
Definitely.
If you're not dragon stacking on Shyvana, then what else do you have?
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're behind, you can't even really be a 1v5 monster. Your primary goal is to play for objectives, and one of them just got stolen from under your nose. I'd be pretty frustrated if I was him. He is out farming the Cho'Gath though. But that shouldn't really come as a surprise. Another trade in the top lane, we don't see the E coming out from Mordekaiser, just whiffs. That's pretty bad for Mordekaiser actually, they lose him a lot of lane pressure. Cho'Gath, Shyvana, and the Mordekaiser are all looking around top river. I imagine Shyvana will kill the crab pretty quickly, and then Cho'Gath won't be able to contest it. And does mean Cho'Gath will struggle to look for a gank top lane with Shyvana hovering. Tristana goes in with the bomb. Backs out pretty quickly though.
Not a lot of stuff going on, which I think does favor Odyssey.
Yeah, I agree. I think they've got a much better scaling comp. Well, not much better. But I think Jinx and Cho'Gath, sorry, with the Shen is a very terrifying composition of characters to deal with late game. Obviously, AsstroSmurfs aren't lacking. They do have the ASOL, and Tristana does scale, especially with the lethal tempo keystone. But, well, we're seeing gank from Cho'Gath bot lane, nothing comes of it. Morgana Q lands, but under their turret now. Odyssey having so much bot pressure is really not great for AsstroSmurfs, because, I mean, there is 3 minutes on the Drake timer, but they still want to make sure they have prio. The Aurelian's roaming down, got the ult and the E onto the Cho'Gath, the Tristana flashes over and the kill goes to ASOL. That was a quick pick, poorly positioned from the Cho'Gath, taking a ward when everyone knew they were there.
Yeah,
and that's a kill on ASOL.
Yeah, important it lands on ASOL specifically. But the faster they can get him going, the more they can actually do going into, third dragon, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see Shyvana taking the Herald on the top side of the map. Which is, I guess there are benefits to not having a Drake on the map, where Ares can do that without real consequence. They can't trade anything for it, especially when Cho'Gath's off the map. So it's a pretty important pick for AsstroSmurfs, really.
Still not sure what Nuts is building, but okay. Engage.
Braum runs in, autos Jinx, but she got black shielded.
Oh.
Braum's gonna die to the ignite. Tristana goes in for the kill onto the Morgana, but Morgana lands a Q. Jinx auto attack damage. Wow.
Oh.
I mean, that was
I feel
massive for Odyssey.
Yeah, obviously very good for Odyssey, but I feel like Sapana on the Tristana. Wow, that rhymes actually. I don't feel like that Buster shot was optimal in that
No,
spot.
I think honestly it wasn't a fight they wanted to take. Beckler was so low already, and it's very hard to get a pick onto someone with their CC against a Morgana. Because once Morgana had black shielded the Tristana, they had no real chance of stunning her, at which point it's just a losing fight when you're so behind on HP. We do see Cho'Gath passing towards top lane, but T-Dums does have the ultimate ability. We are seeing Stayner Proudmore going in for the E, gets the ult off. Shyvana ults forward as well. Do they have the speed? They can't kill her still, even with the CC.
Really nice defensive shockwave.
Cho'Gath Q doesn't quite connect on the Mordecai, but does flash and connect to the next one. Silence comes out, stops him from ulting. Shen flash, yeah.
Nom nom.
Shen flashes forward, gets a Q drag through. Cho'Gath ult. Q lands on Cargilly. I imagine he'll black shield himself before he gets stunned. Goes over the blast cone.
They don't have their top laner alive, but they will get... Okay, they get priority on the river, but then they take their bases 20 seconds before Dragon, but so do Odyssey, so I guess we're gonna have a bit of a standoff shortly after this.
We do see T-Thumbs using his TP top lane, so he definitely won't be at the Dragon, and when Shen has ult up, which is scary for AsstroSmurfs, you can hear the comms right now saying, I'm recalling, but then mass pinging ult.
Yeah, okay, Dusk just took a recall. He doesn't have to be at the Dragon, obviously.
No. Tristana goes in, gets a bomb off, but doesn't get all the auto attacks. And Jinx just gets so much poke damage. She crit twice there.
Yeah, that's just Kraken Slayer difference coming into effect right now.
Yeah, and that's massive damage before Drake comes up. Tristana's gonna either have to reset or be at a heavy HP deficit going into the Dragon fight.
Yeah, but now I kind of want to see Odyssey trying to push the advantage a little bit if possible.
Yeah, they definitely want to secure this Drake if possible. Ares going to do Wolves. It doesn't look like they're actually looking for Dragon right now.
Like, Asol, pretty low on mana. Tristana continues to be pushed in. I feel like this is the time to
and we see the pings. Shyvana is hovering, but she definitely can't contest it 1v3.
Oh no, Judgy might
get Q lands on Judgy Rocks. Oh, we've seen this one before. The Tristana E comes out. Judgy Rocks flashes away, but the Ornok...
Oh, they get scared off.
Yeah, I thought she was dead, but Bromalt comes out. They have to back off because they see Cho'Gath and Morgana.
Yeah, I guess they were wary of the Stand United coming in.
They did get Jinx Flash though, which is not nothing. It's pretty important.
Oh,
Shyvana is looking for the gank. The ult comes onto Cargilly in the backline. They are going to tunnel it for
that was not the Black Shield.
Judgy Rocks gets one shot and dies. The Tristana keeps going, almost gets a stun into Cargilly. Not quite. Well, they pick Judgy Rocks. We do see Cho'Gath and Orianna looking for a trade back kill. Cho'Gath gets a double Q. Orianna's coming. The Q lands onto the Braum. They secure the Braum kill. Maybe. They don't. Oh, they do. They do. The Ignite comes out, but Orianna gets it anyway. Well, it was a 1-for-1 in the end, and Ares lost a lot of his HP and doesn't have his ultimate, so they might look for Dragon here. Although Cho'Gath is also recalling, so I guess not.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna go for it, like, right then and there before
me too.
Judgy got engaged on, which caused this whole sequence.
I guess they do have to respect the Aurelian empowered ultimate.
Oof. Yeah, Mordekaiser has Rylai's, so that's where the matchup just gets pretty nasty for the Shen.
Yeah, at this point Shen is no longer going to be playing to trade.
Oh, hold on.
Has vision and the blast cone. He does take it. Shen ult comes out. Oh, the defensive Mordekaiser E. That's a really big deal. Dusk goes in for the E. Mordekaiser ults him. I think this is the kill here. Shen dies, and the Mordekaiser has his stats. Cho'Gath is there, but so is Shyvana.
Can he eat him?
They just have so much damage. Wow, that's massive for AsstroSmurfs. Jinx rocket goes wide.
Yeah, like
It was incredibly greedy from Shen.
yes.
After the defensive E from Morgan, perfect E. After the E came out and they got pushed backwards, they just had to give up. But I think Shen was thinking, you know, he'd given up his ult for the play. He had to keep going, but Mordecai just ulted him, and then it was, you know, we saw the rest.
Yeah, but it was essentially just a 1v1 situation, and there's no way you can actually beat Mordekaiser in that spot. And now
No.
AstroSmurfs are just gonna take the dragon.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that is enormous for AsstroSmurfs. That gets them so much tempo. And honestly, when I look at their team, I feel like they're probably going to have a hard time dealing with the Mordekaiser. Especially with Asol backline.
Yeah, he can either just trap one of the frontliners and just kill them, or he can flash on top of a Jinx and try to like kill the backline instead. So
Jinx might be forced to go to...
Cargilly has to be fast with the Black Shield.
Yeah, absolutely. Jinx might even be forced to build QSS this game. Looking at Scott's unempowered Ultima and Mordekaiser ult and Braum stun. It looks like we might be seeing a scuffle around Harold here. Maybe not. Shyvana's looking for the recall. Although I do definitely think they win the 2v2.
Yeah, if I'm Odyssey, I don't know if I want to scrap at the Herald at this point.
No. We do see Asol hovering top river as well. They don't have vision on it, but...
And Nuts is looking for something instead of just taking his camps. I don't think they should be fighting in this position.
Yeah, there we go. Herald goes over to AsstroSmurfs. I think AsstroSmurfs are building up a very big lead here. And the Herald will be massive for that as well, especially since there haven't been turrets taking any of the lanes yet, but they're all quite low.
I mean, they just have to do what they've been doing, continue doing that, just play towards the bot lane, make sure they can catch waves at all times, like help them take this turret down if possible as well, just have them rotate around and make sure that they can always catch resources, because that's just how they win this game. There's no other choice.
No.
Oh, but
we do
now...
see Ares looking for the gank bot lane. Oh my god. The Shen TP, the Mordecai TP goes in but gets cancelled. Cargilly ults Onya's, but it's just gonna die for it. Mordekaiser's ulted the Shen. I think that's just gonna be a kill. Shen flashes out. So does Mordekaiser, but Shen has the E. But no, the way Shen's pathing, there's no way he gets out of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still dead.
That was 2 kills, and the Herald's going down bot lane. Don't think this turret dies. Not quite.
Oh. Get excited on Jinx.
Oh yeah, from killing the Herald, I forget that's his thing.
I mean, it's still looking kind of bad for Odyssey, but as I was saying, the Jinx is at least putting up really good CS numbers.
Sure.
So, yeah, just have to weather the storm for now and just hope that Judgy Rocks can just do work in team fights later.
So I think Cargilly are looking mid, but Asol E is such an impressive... Asol W is such an impressive ability to play against. Jinx alone in the bot lane. They saw the Morgana mid. Jinx is trying to look for the trade back, but the stun comes out and they can't do it. That's very bad for Odyssey. Cho'Gath is looking at Mordecai, so the Q comes out. The Shen E is going to be here in a second. The Shen E lands, but so does the Aurelion Soul ultimate and E. Doesn't matter. They did get a pick on Mordecai. We do see the Shyvana ulti when the E comes out on the Shen and the Cho'Gath, but they don't get anything for it. Cho'Gath looks for the E on the Asol, but it goes wide. They're trying to kill the Shyvana, but doesn't look like they have the damage. Cassiana flashes forward and kills the Morgana. Well, what do we just see? So both of Odyssey's bot laners just got killed. 1 by 1. Which is really not good, since that was really their only strength.
Yeah, like that's how they keep like the advantage going. They have to stay together at all times, so Braum can't get the engage off. But like we see Judgy Rocks constantly just getting caught like this.
Judgy Rocks. Whenever Morgana isn't bot, Judgy Rocks seems to get caught by a Braum Q or an ult or a Tristana W. When he just really needs to play back against that oppressive of a bot lane. We are going to see the Drake coming up now, which is obviously a very important objective for both teams at this point. They want to get Drake control, considering it's 1-for-1. Shyvana is starting it, and honestly, I think that's the right play. I don't really know how Odyssey is going to be contesting with AsstroSmurfs this game.
Well, they will try.
He goes onto the Cho'Gath, but the Mordekaiser is going to look for the kill. Mordekaiser might be ulting him here. Oh, they aren't even letting him get to the Drake. The Shen ult comes out, but the Asol E finishes them both off. The Mordekaiser flash ults the Jinx. She can't do anything about it. They're going to be looking for the Orianna hit. Mordekaiser comes out with the Mordekaiser ult. The Asol ult comes out onto the backline. The Orianna doesn't quite die. I'm surprised Orianna and Morgana didn't die there, but it was still horrendous for Odyssey. 3-for-0, and AsstroSmurfs gets a Drake.
That's some good kiting from Albacro on the back of that, honestly, but they just don't have the damage to play front to back, as we just saw.
No. The Cho'Gath wanted to try and play the fight, but he just couldn't. There's too much CC from the Aurelion Soul. The Mordekaiser's slow. He just couldn't even get near the dragon to try and smite ult if he wanted to.
Yeah, so the way things are going, it just really feels like AsstroSmurfs are heading towards a win. It's just inevitable. You have the carries scaling, the front line is much stronger than the enemy front line. Like, I don't know what needs to happen here to turn the tides around.
Yeah.
They're gonna look for a pick on the Asol.
The Cho'Gath Q lands onto the Aurelion, the silence comes out. Oh, wow.
Okay, well that's one way to do it.
Karga get completely one-shot by the Shyvana. The Orion uses a defensive shockwave to try and get out. The Braum Q connects, but the Shyvana's already backed off. Cho'Gath comes out, clears the wave with the Q, but doesn't matter, they're still going to get the turret. Well, they did get a pick on Aurelion. But the gold went on Cho'Gath. I'm just not entirely sure how he's going to be able to carry versus a Mordekaiser, Shyvana, Aurelion. So I'm not even sure the bounty on him means that much. And then they managed to get a kill on Morgana mid lane. On the side of AsstroSmurfs, which just puts me even more ahead.
He's going Roa into Demonic Embrace, which is going to make him more of a threat if he can actually land all of his abilities, but I don't know.
I feel like even if he does on, say, the Mordekaiser, it's definitely not going to be enough to kill him, and Mordekaiser's just going to kill him with his max HP damage. It's... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how Cho'Gath is going to pull this one through. Without the Jinx backline. We are seeing the ult coming out on the Orianna. He gets the Rylai slow, auto 3 times, gets the passive, the Q comes out again, the Orianna ult comes out, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. The Shen ult comes out, the Cho'Gath is there, misses the Q, but does get the smite off. The Shen flash E's. Oh, he gets the kill on the Orianna, she walked up too far.
Meanwhile, the Baron on the other side is getting taken down.
They kill the Mordekaiser, but it's a 1-for-1, and AsstroSmurfs gets the Baron.
And an extra tower in the mid lane just to, like, try to get some more gold in the Jinx pocket, but... Oh,
Tristana W's over into the Morgana roll, but she's not able to stay in and she'll just die. Forced to back off. The Aurelion comes in with the E. Kills Kargili with the ultimate, wow.
The nuke came in anyway.
Shen's damage just wasn't enough. We see the Shyvana just running at Judgy Rock in the background. Shyvana's got the W movement speed, but the E comes out, but the Orianna shields her. Jinx is caught out, gets hit by the Cho'Gath Q, the Orianna ult and the Jinx ult comes out, Braum is under the turret, but the turret dies. They trade the Jinx with Aurelion E damage. That looked so good for Odyssey, but even that was a 1-for-1. I mean, Aurelion just holds down Q.
He's holding down the Q.
The Cho'Gath ult doesn't quite kill, but the Aurelion EQ comes out, just kills him. The Aurelion might look for a W here onto the Orianna, I'm not sure. There's Mordekai, so here to push the lane. Yeah, I mean, you can see, even though the kills don't look that imbalanced, there's a 10k gold lead in the favor of AsstroSmurfs this game. There's a farm gap in top lane and mid lane and jungle. And it's so hard to keep up, especially with all the turrets taken.
Yeah, it was like a small snippet into what the game could look like if we actually had an even game state, because Odyssey, like, they can kite back quite successfully versus this front line if the AsstroSmurfs don't get the jump on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like there's no competing versus the damage on the AsstroSmurfs team right now.
Yeah, Aurelion Sol is just snowballing out of control. He's already level 16 with 300 passive stacks at 25 minutes. It feels almost unbeatable, and that's another Drake for the side of AsstroSmurfs, and now 1 away from Sol.
Yeah, Judgy hit Infinity Edge just now, and he still needs LDR to even have a go at killing a front line.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad for Albacrow, given how this game was progressing, because
yeah, he definitely
feels like the best player on the team.
He's definitely kited well. Definitely kited well. Played well in team fights. Very good defensive ultimates, but bot lane just died too much, and so many of their kills were loaded onto their jungler.
Trying to exploit some gaps in vision, but can't really find anything right now. AsstroSmurfs have no reason to overextend in any lane right now. They can just catch the waves while they're... Oh?
Once again, the Orianna just completely prevents a potentially fatal team fight. The Mordekai's ult comes out onto the Cho'Gath, the Demonic Embrace with the Rylance makes sure he's saving range, but they don't quite get anything for it. The Morgana Q lands on him, the Ignite comes out, but doesn't get the damage. Beckle walks in, he lands an ultimate onto the front line, goes back to that. Oh my god, the Aurelion Sol E into ultimate is massive, it completely wipes out Odyssey. Yeah, it's an ace, flawless ace.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, I think that's GG right there. Honestly, past 10 minutes, it didn't look close at any point in the entire game. Yeah, well, I think Aurelion Sol played that game to perfection, scaled so well. The bot lane was so punishing of roams and missing laners, and the top and Mordekai, there was just such a constant pressure the entire time.